This is part 3 in a video series covering various options when facing this 8-ball layout. I'm solids, shooting at the 8, where the 8 is frozen to an opponent's stripe with both balls frozen to the cushion. In the first video, I demonstrated several offensive options, none of which are very attractive, but they are still fun to practice. Here's an additional option suggested by John Ocampo in previous video comments. With force follow, I can herd the 8 into the corner. This shot is actually not very difficult, especially compared to some of the other offensive options. In the second video, I demonstrated a wide range of safety options, some of which are honestly not that smart or useful. But again, all of them are fun and educational to practice, because sometimes shots similar to these are required in different game situations. Here's an additional safety option suggested by Got Wired in a previous video comment. As we have seen, if my first safety is not great, my opponent can easily tie up the 8 again with an intentional foul. With ball in hand, a good safety option is to send the 8 ball up table and leave the cue ball on top of the 11. This is a fairly easy and reliable safety. With the right angle, you can even pocket the 8 for the win. And even if you don't, with pocket speed, the two-way shot still leaves you with a great chance to win. The opponent's only option is to attempt to pocket the 11 by kicking with side spin. That was a good effort, but this is a difficult shot. In the remainder of this final chapter video, I want to focus on the best things to do to get a win from here. No more wild shots or low percentage alternatives, just what most good players would do to win. Again, the best start is to separate the 8 and 11 while trying to leave the cue ball above and close to the 8. You want to create enough space between the 8 and 11 so if you get ball in hand, you will be able to easily pocket the 8 for the win. Here, I've left my opponent a chance to tie up the 8 again with a well-played intentional foul. Even when the opponent ties up the 8 again, the balls are less likely to be frozen to each other and to the cushion as before. And now, with ball in hand, I have more options available. The best possible result is to separate the balls and leave the cue ball under the 8. I didn't hit this one very well, but I still left the cue ball low enough where the opponent would have a tough time reliably tying up the 8 and 11 again without giving me a shot or an even better safety. My opponent could try a 3-rail kick to reverse the tables on me, but this is a very difficult shot. He could also attempt to masse kick the 11 like this. But again, that's a really tough shot, and that was actually a foul because the 11 was frozen to the cushion and nothing got to a rail after ball contact. Here are a few more starting shots that do a better job preventing my opponent from tying up the 8 again. As we've seen, my opponent still has some options from a position like this, but I am still a heavy favorite to win. When the 8 is closer to the cushion, the most reliable safety approach is to hit the top side of the 8 and try to again leave the cue ball above the 8 where the opponent can't tie up the 8 again. With ball in hand, we can be much more precise with the shot by positioning the cue ball close at the exact angle we want. That's very good, and I'm a heavy favorite to win from here. And if you can freeze the cue ball on the 8 here or here, your opponent will be in really big trouble. Again, it helps to separate the 11 from the 8 just enough to allow you to pocket the 8 with ball in hand, but not so much that you make it easier for the opponent to get a hit on the 11 with some of the approaches shown earlier. Here are a few more examples where I'm hitting the 8 from below. With a little practice, this type of shot is fairly easy. And with ball in hand after the opponent's miss, we will have an easy 8 for the win. Now, don't let your opponent try any funny business attempting to tie up the 8 again. For example, a push shot like this is illegal. And a miscue like this is also illegal. Whether they do these things unethically on purpose, or because they are just clueless about pool rules, these bad shots are considered unsportsmanlike conduct fouls, which usually incur an immediate loss of game penalty. I hope you enjoyed my video series covering a wide range of possibilities with this interesting 8-ball layout, which comes up more than you might think in various forms. I want to again thank Tin Man on AZ Billiards for again suggesting the original offensive shot and for providing good insight during discussion of various alternatives. I hope you now feel better prepared to deal with these types of situations. If you haven't seen the other videos yet, they are linked in the video description below. Good luck with your game from Dr. Dave.